Okay, everyone, day 4 of the Trump administration, and we are seeing that he can't, in fact, change the Constitution, and that the things that I have been saying are correct. So yesterday, a federal judge said that his attempt to get rid of birthright citizenship was blatantly unconstitutional, and he threw it out. So, of course, we know he wants to be a dictator, right? We started off knowing that. That doesn't mean that he can achieve it, okay? And there are people fighting back. And there are judges that he doesn't own. And there are people who do still care about the Constitution, okay? He can take it down from the White House website. He can't make it not matter in America, at least not right now. So again, we are doing threat assessments with what's really happening, not what the bloviating billionaires are saying that they would like to accomplish in their little wet dreams. I'm Daniella, scholar of cults, extreme groups, and extremely bad leadership, former Captain Mestyanek of the U.S. Army, your friendly neighborhood intelligence officer, and I wrote a book called Uncultured about growing up in the Children of God religious cult, going into the cult of the U.S. Army. Today you can get it on audio because I don't have signed copies available until TikTok starts paying us money again. So some things that are happening again. It was called unconstitutional. Trump went on Fox News and seems to be very deep in dementia. I just really think, y'all, that he's trying to be in the spotlight as much as possible because that's who he is. That doesn't mean he's going to be able to accomplish almost any of the things that he wants to in our insanely gridlocked, not working together government. And I remind you, things like birthright citizenship are in the Constitution. And just because old Donnie wants to, that doesn't mean he can just change it, okay? These are the checks and balances in America. Okay, the Elon Musk salute, please stop asking me about it. He did a Yahtzee salute. It's horrible. What do you want me to say? Why are we all not saying it out loud? And with the whole, it's a Roman salute. No, this is the same energy as the Civil War was about states' rights, or people being like, cult is not a pejorative term. Look at the cult of Dionysus. Yeah, it's crazy how it becomes pejorative when you start using it to mash murder people. Okay, just sit down with your salutes. Germany taking Elon Musk's profile down from museums, reacting in the proper way when somebody does a Yahtzee salute at a presidential inauguration. And don't come at me saying I'm autistic. He's autistic. A lot of us are. And don't go around doing Yahtzee salutes. And please don't come at me using the term Asperger's, because he knows, and we all know, that that guy was a Nazi. And even the term for it, Asperger's, came about of people with low support needs, high functioning autistics wanting to be like, no, but I'm better than those guys that can't control what they do. He can control it. There's a video of him throwing his heart out to the crowd like this. He knows what he did. Okay, thank you. A lot of people are asking me, why are we not seeing active duty military saying these things? Why do we have to come to this captain who's out of the army to hear it? Because there's not a lot of active duty military people that have hundreds of thousands of followers. They are not usually allowed to do that kind of stuff. And they're certainly not allowed to be political in uniform or under their identity as a soldier. And they're definitely not allowed to talk about people in their chain of command, right? You can be UCMJ'd, you can be brought under the Uniform Code of Military Justice and gotten in trouble. That being said, plenty of active duty military are speaking up against him if you are connected to them. And if you're not, that's why I'm here. Your choice is to listen and believe. I keep seeing people saying the majority of the military is MAGA. That's not true. It's blatantly false. It has never been true that by far the huge majority of the military is red. That is just something they say to freak you out. There have and always have been almost a 50-50 split. It trends red slightly. And also, that doesn't mean that these people are about to start committing treason. Voting for him and helping him commit treason, break the Constitution, end the United States, all of these things that y'all are scared of, that's a big choice. And I remind you that in order to do a coup, in order to pull off something, to help himself stay in office, it has to be done lightning quick. And you're working against the most coordinated military in the world and the best spy network in the world. Donald Trump's not going to pull it off. At least not from where we're sitting now, and we are addressing the threat now. There's a lot of briefing going on in the military, reminding people, just like the outgoing president did, to uphold their orders. Military all swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States. Nobody swears one iota of fealty to the president. That doesn't happen. The president is just the top boss, and the president says something illegal, they're not going to do it, and then the next person down is the top boss. And the whole military is structured like that, all the way down, so that you always know who's in charge. I do not believe, and I will continue to say this, that the modern American volunteer military can be run by force, and I do not believe that American soldiers are going to be turning their weapons on American citizens. We have no indication of that happening yet, and I think we can give our service members a little bit of credibility for the fact that they all want to be serving Americans. That's why people sign up to be in the military. And finally, big question, people want to know, what can they do to wake their families up out of cults? And I tell you, if anyone knew the answer to that, I would be one of those billionaires, because everybody wants their people out of cults. And nobody knows how to engineer a crack in the brainwashing. In my opinion, this is because we all buy into our own indoctrination. So just like you can't get someone to leave an abusive relationship until they're ready, that is same for cults. In fact, we call abusive relationships 1-1 cults. So, unfortunately, like in any of the complicated questions in the world, there's no easy answer. There's no formula that anyone is going to give you to wake your family up. Many people have their cracks in the brainwashing when it comes to a medical emergency for themselves or their children, and they figure out that there is no amount that the cult will let them sacrifice. Oh, and by the way, our dear president just took off the cap on insulin charging, and we are back to being one of the only countries, and of course the richest country in the world, where you don't actually have the right to be alive because we don't have medical care coverage, and there are already people who cannot afford this life-saving drug for their children. Way to go, America, and effed off to all of you that voted for this horrible, horrible, horrible person. Have a day.